Hi, this is Pranav Guha Thakurta from EDU TV. Today, we have a very renowned, very important guest with us, Miss Kushwaha, the famous Mrs. Minakshi Kushwaha, Principal, Birla Vidya Niketan, Saket. The school has produced huge number of doctors, engineers, bureaucrats, judges, lawyers, and across the world. And ma'am has taken up this school so nicely. She took over the school in 2011, and BVN, as popularly known, is one of the best school in the country itself. Ma'am, welcome to the EDU TV podcast at Digital Adda.
Thank you so much, Pranav. It's an honor to be here.
Thank you, ma'am. As ma'am has mentored, guided thousands of students and handed over to them various universities across the world. So ma'am is the right person. Ma'am, as the students who are passing now, A, they are digital natives. B, for 3 years during pandemic, they didn't come to the school also. So I will request you to advise students, parents, teachers, school leaders across the world and all the stakeholders of education, how we can have a smooth transition from schools to universities and beyond.
So, Pranav, this is a wonderful question and a great initiative to be taken from your side, because parents do feel this is going to be a huge transition, a big change in the lives of children. Children feel that, wow, we are going to now college from school, and the freedom they are going to get there, the independence they are going to get there, and they come back and they are not happy with those kind of, freedoms which are given to them, and they say, we miss the school. So probably it's always the other side of garden is green, and that's what they feel like. But then, since we have seen both the sides of the garden, it is our duty to see that the transition is smooth. The very purpose of the existence of schools is to prepare children for life. They spend formative years in school, and the schools must prepare them for life ahead. The schools must gear up for the kind of societal changes which come, like you talk of digital natives. There's no point cribbing that children are using the internet in wrong way. They are abusing internet and getting spoilt and all. Internet is going to stay. So the schools have to, I think, gear up more for these societal changes, these AI and other things which come, and accordingly use them into their system so that children are educated to use those as positive tools rather than negative ones. Because the transition, as you say, has to be smooth. For this, children must know how to use internet, must know how to use it wisely, how to use the freedom suddenly they are going to get in college, and how are they going to adapt to the new environment of children. Because when they go to college, it's not a cocooned kind of atmosphere they are going to be in. They're going to be rowdy students, they're going to be students better than them academically or in activities or whatever. So, and the teachers are not going to be concerned so much. Like in schools, we nag, this is wrong, this is right, and all, we are bothered. There, nobody will be bothered. So the best thing is that we must train our children to be independent first of all, to understand what is to be responsible for themselves. That's very important. To learn to say no is important. To understand that what are their negotiables and what are non-negotiables. These things do vary family to family also. So the child, first of all, must understand the kind of background the child, he or she is coming from, because the family does matter. If I get into a group which is very affluent and traveling and all that, spending money, and if I'm personally not able to afford that, it might impact my psyche. So schools have to actually, the basic role of schools is to prepare children for life, wherein they know their roots well, wherein they know their negotiables and non-negotiables, and they must learn to say no. They must, if all these things are in place, then they will have lesser difficulties adapting, and most likely the transition would be smooth and enjoyable. They must know the choice of their careers well. Very important. They shouldn't be stuck into something they don't like doing.
Right.
And then they become college dropouts and other things. Dignity of labor is important. They must not think, if I'm doing this, it's a lesser respectable job or whatever. Because as I see that today, the point is, if you're earning well and you're a happy person, that matters the most. Not that ki all IITians or all great doctors or are very happy. The focus is that whatever I'm going to do for 40 years in life, I should be happy doing that. And for this, this is one very important thing in that smooth transition, what you're talking about, is that I must realize what I like doing the most, and I must, the transition will be smooth if I am going into a college of my choice, in the course of my choice, and I'm strong in my mind.
Very good. Minakshi, my next question is, or in fact, would like to have your advice, how schools and universities work together, maybe exchange of faculty members or visit of students to the universities or universities coming to the schools. Ma'am, how schools and universities should collaborate, and I would like to add industry also in it. Schools, university, industries collaborate for making these all transition very smooth. I know that there is a transition from primary wing to senior wing also, and senior, middle to senior also. So you are an expert and you have trained, mentored, taught thousands of students. So definitely your advice across the world will carry a lot of weight.
A very significant question, once again, because the university curriculum should not be something which is in silo, preparing children for, their role is also to prepare them for life ahead. So, and the profession. So that internship kind of thing which is now coming up between universities and hospitals and hotels and you name it, people are calling interns from schools. Very important, because one, they give an exposure to the child that do I really like doing it, or it's something that I am watching very hi-fi people and I'm lured to it, but it's not my cup of tea ultimately. So these small trainings, which we call as internships, help us understand the kind of work I would like to do. So one is that. And then they give us the real life experience, because no matter what we teach them through books, the practicals have their own very important role to play. And this kind of internship or the partnership with the universities and with industry help children understand, and that gap gets plugged in automatically, wherein the child is comfortable settling into that industry, knows if that is his or her cup of tea, and the transition is smoother. So I always recommend that this kind of, collaborative effort to get into some hand-holding or some kind of experience is very important and must be given to children. And this helps in smooth transition ahead.
Thank you so much, Minakshi ma'am, and your advice will be very useful to all stakeholders of education, students, parents, school leaders, career counselors, school career counselors, and for universities and industries also. We look forward to have more universities, more industries to work with Birla Vidya Niketan, Saket, New Delhi. And thank you so much.
Just add one more.
Sure, ma'am. Over to Mrs. Minakshi Kushwaha, Principal, Birla Vidya Niketan, Saket, New Delhi, India.
I just missed out, which I thought, with your permission, if I may
Ma'am,
add.
please.
You know what happens is that when industry and universities and schools work together, it's not that we understand that how the industry is going and how the colleges are going. In fact, they also get an idea how to design the curriculum.
Right.
What is the need? How
Right.
will children react to something?
Right.
So for them also to kind of, they get a focus to work upon and design their curriculums, design their systems accordingly, because the kind of children which are going to join the workforce, they get an idea about all that in advance.
Even I would like to add, ma'am, roughly 15 years back, Dr. Kamal Ghansala, who is the president of Graphic Era Universities, he advised me and gave me an idea to invite school students to come to the universities and do their practicals. And that was a lot of schools who didn't had very good labs. The students were excited. And ma'am, we have taken this far ahead now. The school students are visiting universities in India as well as abroad and learning a lot of things. And I think this advice is wonderful. So I find you and industry leaders on the same page. Thank you.
What we do is that we do a lot of some research projects. And we don't have that equipment in our school because their machines very costly in big labs.
Right.
So when we go there, we utilize their resources. First of all, we learn that there's no harm in utilizing the resources of other people.
Right.
Then secondly, they also feel that I have an equipment of 10 crores or 5 crores or whatever. It should be there for everybody. These are national properties and
Right.
should be used by all. And then, there's a better use and children are able to get into those finer research kind of things, which otherwise in schools with the kind of labs we have and not very hi-fi equipment, we are able to use. We go to, for example, CSIR lab.
Yes.
And they have a huge setup. Our children gain out of the facility there, and that fine-tuning of their research work happens there.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Minakshi Kushwaha, Principal, Birla Vidya Niketan, Saket, New Delhi, India, for taking out time, coming to EDU TV studio and advising students, parents, teachers, school leaders across the world. And even, I think her advice to universities, industries is also very useful for them and on top of everyone, for the students. Thank you so much, Minakshi ma'am. It's always pleasure to have you on EDU TV. Thank you so much, ma'am.
So, EDU TV, you're doing a fantastic job. And I keep watching you, and I advise others also to keep watching. Very informative programs you bring in, and it's an honor to be connected with you, be watching your programs or participating into your programs. Thank you.